First item on the agenda, we need a motion to approve the minutes of a regular board meeting of June 6th, 2023. We have a motion. Motion. Second. All in favor, please raise your hand. Under appearances, first up, we have Mr. Roy Smith. I don't see him. There you go. You're up, sir.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Hilroy here again. And I'm here today to follow up on the last meeting we had, which was referring to the overpass, underpass. And I appreciate Mr. McKenzie for the information that he gave me, indicating that there's 585 million. That's what it is. $585 million available right now for bridges and roads for right here in Mississippi. The only thing we have to do is apply. And I want to know right now, as we haven't started the process yet. If not, then when? Have he discussed this with the board yet? Mr. McClinton, Chairman?
Yeah, I mean, I want to tell them to get this stuff together for you,
Okay,
for the kept talking about it, so. He also takes the length and height got to be also constructed.
well, no, yeah, he did.
I'm saying, so it's more than just, the money's out there, just, you got to take out half of Brookhaven downtown just to get a bridge, so you got, actually look like the bridge is up at, what's that, Fletcher Park Road? I don't know if he went in detail with you about that. Okay.
Well, we went into some detail,
Right.
but he said that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not new engineering that's not available where it doesn't have to be 1,200 feet long.
We gotta be, when I talk in specific to get that kind of money, gotta be a specific type of bridge. So Mike, I don't know if Mike can.
Mike's out of town.
Okay. So with Mike, we can go in more detail with you as far as the construction, what it all takes to get. Yes, it's money out there, that's why I told him make up that document for the next time you came in, you can review it.
Okay, well, the board need to discuss and make whatever decision that they need to make, whether it's 1,200 feet, 500 feet, or whatever. Because this side of town has been in dire need for emergency medical care as well as police protection in the event that a freight train is coming through town. I mean, y'all already aware of that. I've been making this a point for the last 20 years. However, the other thing that I wanted to discuss tonight was the appointment to chief of police. I know there was an amendment made and there was a second. And I know, I'm assuming that you have to write a letter to the Attorney General stating the details of it. You hadn't done that yet. Okay. Well, I would have preferred that either myself or my alderman would have had a chance to see that, so we could examine the language.
Well, under the terms of an AG opinion, it comes from the attorney to the board. I drafted it and have sent it, so the board will get a copy of it. But
Okay.
it's quite simple.
Okay, because a lot of times language does make a difference
Sure.
in terms of an opinion of whatever letter you sent without, us having a say. And well, this word here should change to this, that word should change to that, because we don't want to get under the wrong impression. So,
Well, you can look at it when, we'll give you a copy, but I don't think a lot of what sent. Basically, is the board voted to do something. They had an amendment. And that raises this question, can you go back and change it? Period, in the story.
okay,
And so I don't really go through an edit process with folks who are not on my law insurance. Because I just don't do that.
you don't do what now?
I don't go through a process if folks aren't on my legal insurance with me. I don't go through an edit process with them.
I don't know exactly what that meant, but
But what that means is I'm liable for what I write, and nobody else will be, and so therefore I don't. It would not be proper for me to do that. Just let me say that.
okay.
under the rules.
All right, now I understand.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that's all I had, and I just wanted to ensure that, y'all was aware that the money was available, that we need to apply between July and October. And I know there's a lot of things that need to be done between now and then, and the sooner we get started, the faster, this particular project can get done for the betterment of our community, of the entire Brookhaven, actually. That's all I got.
Okay, appreciate it. I know Ryan's not here. Josh out there. There you are. You have anything?
I don't. Out here,
Got any questions for Josh?
Got no objection to it. Brief. How's it going?
It's, we've got everything out for bids. Don't know if it's.
Y'all were supposed to do negotiating.
They came back and-
It's gonna be negotiating.
Right.
I don't know if that's,
Hadn't heard back.
I've heard back on the negotiation.
Hey, Keith, that part over on North Jackson Street, he doesn't know about that.
Driveway?
The driveway is going down over there by that guy's house on the White Oak.
No.
Any other questions for Josh?
Have you had any look on getting anything done on Eola that where it's holding that water?
I met a contractor out there last week and he hadn't given me a quote back yet. But he did look at it.
All right, thanks, sir. Mike's out of town this week. Keith Lewis?
We got a couple of bids in today. This is on Washington Street. We got about 60-inch culvert that we need to change out. It has rotted out from the bottom. It's going to assist to change that cover out. Actually cutting a few trees down out of the ditch and put some riprap. First bid was Hope Enterprises at $106,290.28. Greenbrier was at $73,806.
I motion that we go with the lower bid.
And we'll need to revise the budget to include this project.
Yes. Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Okay.
The only other thing I got is, come on,
Charles?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Charles, I know everybody's gotten calls, we're gonna let him speak.
Come on in. How are you, Charles?
Pretty good, how y'all doing?
All right. I know what everybody is concerned about, and I understand part of what's going on with trucks and employees and weather and what have you. And I know y'all got everything, I believe, finished up Saturday afternoon, probably 2 or 3 o'clock.
As I know right now, everything's caught up today.
The phone call I'm getting charged is they going 2 or 3 days without being picked up, or even a week, already on once a week garbage pickup, right? And so if they said, Mr. Moore, if we go a couple weeks while being picked up, why my garbage bill is still the same? So those was pretty much all my calls last week. It was about, this been going on for a while now. I put my garbage out on Tuesday, they don't get picked up till Wednesday. Or sometimes it gets skipped for a whole week. So they say they want reimbursement, it's gonna stop. I mean, that's the phone call I'm getting now, is they want reimbursement if we can't get it right.
And I know we've got a work order in here where somebody's been missed a time or two. Also, I don't want to call exactly where it was. My concern, basically, and I don't know if you guys are having the same thing, that customer service number. Yeah.
Same issue.
Yep.
So what are we doing about it?
The office is working on call center numbers.
Good.
They get a new phone system put in.
And I get that you probably don't have enough workers to run all the trucks, and I appreciate that. But I'll be frank with you, that ain't my problem. I mean, we're paying y'all to do this, and then I get calls from the nice folks that say, what's wrong with the garbage? They're not complaining, they just wanna know why their garbage isn't getting picked up. I get people calling, well, used to I got picked up in the morning, now it's in the evening. Well, they didn't pick me up today, they got me tomorrow. And then the block, and now this is a logistics problem. This is not a manpower problem. The block between West Chippewa and Minnesota on South Church Street was entirely missed. They got them on both ends of the block. They were entirely missed one week. And then they turned around and missed them the next week. And they're calling me that night saying, we got 2 cans out there because they went and got another can. So there's more to it than just manpower. Somebody don't know the route they're driving.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We hired new drivers. Actually got 4 new drivers. And it takes them a little while to learn the route. But we always go back and get the stuff when we call them.
The residents say, why we got to pay you in college?
I get that.
I mean, Mr. Watt, I mean, I call you, but it's the same thing I'm telling you, but it's every week. And it's a difference, like once every 3 months. It's every week. I miss garbage can. I put it out here on Tuesday, be Friday for a pick, I completely miss it. And they come down here and pay a garbage bill while I'm paying for a service I'm not receiving. I mean, I can't keep telling the same stuff. I mean, like I said, I understand y'all signed up for it as a contract to pick up our garbage, correct?
That's correct.
And it was once a week. It's bad enough you got a household of 3 or 4 once a week. Garbage almost ain't enough. But that's something we have to do. But the once a week need to happen once a week. Then at the holiday, that's when it shows up a problem. You know?
Any other questions or comments to Charles?
Can you tell them, keep them out the road?
We bring someone out every day.
Well, I will say that part, I haven't been getting complaints about cans in the road anymore. I don't know if it's not happening or they're just mad about not getting picked up.
I'm just calling out my,
All right, appreciate it, sir. Anything else for Keith?
Under that driveway you're talking about, it was under the fourth front, so we didn't have to bring it up.
Keith, I've broke from work orders, but I've talked with you on all of them. It's been a while, so I just kind of want to revisit them. So,
Appreciate it. Chief Ainsworth?
I've got the one tire on there.
Okay.
This is David King Jr. He's certified. He's from, he's coming from Jackson. He's got 10 years there. He's gonna come down here and start it with us.
You gonna move it, you gonna leave it up?
He lives in Raymond,
Oh, okay.
so he'll be back for event. No. Well, that's my plan, is I get him, then I can get the other 2 through the academy, that'll give me 12 certified on each crew. And then I'll do a hiring for the other 3 recruits, and put 1 on each crew.
Let's go ahead and deal with item number 3 under the approval to hire David King.
my second.
We've done that now. All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, very good. Welcome, sir.
Now they
Okay, the work.
pay too much overtime.
Okay, the work, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
We gotta get
It looks
through
alert.
that. I think we're good.
Glad to have a certified firefighter.
Yeah,
Very good.
certified.
Thanks, sir. Anything else for the chief?
I checked on that while ago.
You got it?
Yeah, it's in a burn pit.
Like
I talked to him about, just do a little bit and no smoke.
that new truck, that new truck that we looked at.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. It's really nice.
How much is it?
We'll talk about that.
Worry about that.
I told him we'd take 2.
I do need 2, but I don't need 2 of those. Yeah, we'll have some conversations about that.
Thank you.
Down there, but when I saw y'all
Thank you and your staff
on-
for, their participation in our sale also.
Anytime.
Thanks, sir.
Sir.
Chief Collins, is out of town, Clint Earls.
Just wanted to say, thank you to Alderman Moore and all the aldermen around the table. We had a spectacular Juneteenth event this past weekend. Went off without a hitch, no major issues, no major problems. And other than that, no report.
Thank you and your officers also for responding. Security officer.
Chief, I had talked to the chief of the last board meeting about some cars over on Roger Circle. Right there when you turn on to the right on that corner right there. Cars on the park
Right.
on that little side.
He typically calls me and, I'll bring it to you.
Mr. Fern.
I've got nothing for you.
Chris out there? There you are.
Good evening. I just got one thing this evening. We had some tests ran on the wells a while back. Well, number 5 is pumping some sand, so I got some quotes to run the camera down. We can get that approved. One's from Greenbrier, and our lower quote is from Thompson Brothers Drilling. We'll see if you approve Thompson Brothers Drilling do. And theirs was $12,000.
One Greenbrier.
14.5. These are yours right here.
All right, we have a motion to approve the low quotes from Thompson.
Running the camera down the well, like we did at Greenville to see what was making sand get pulled into the well. They're going to have to pull that pump out, put a temporary pump on, and then run the camera.
Is that the same style pump that
Yes.
was up there?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
So,
Did we get a pump for that, bring the well?
Let me check on mine. He wasn't here this evening.
And with the last of it, it was back ordered or something. Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion?
Motion.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Did you see about
Back there. Yeah. And then that was all I had, unless y'all had questions
Did
about.
we get that leak on Milton Street fixed? Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the one I did, yes, sir. Sure we got fixed Monday.
Did we find out the
Yes.
problem is out here?
Yes, and we're gonna have this patched, this one's getting patched soon, and this one right after.
Did we find out what the problem was?
Yes, sir, like I showed you that day,
Right.
they bored through that manhole, I gotta get that gas line moved around and get that little thing replaced, and then we'll get it back.
How about Montgomery Street? Did you figure out what was going on?
The sewer call,
Yeah.
yeah, we found that, and we're working on that. I gotta do some repairs over there. Looks like it's gonna be a separation.
So what's the,
Sir?
I mean, you on contract out?
No, sir, I got an 811 call in, I get it marked, we're gonna dig it up.
Okay, you just got, what's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. I was wondering, I got that feedback.
Anything else for
So
Chris?
that's it, and it's what I got on the agenda.
I have a question for Mr. David.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to, get some more, grass cut lots that's have?
Well, we need to have a public hearing for lots. I sent a letter out for those 2 lots that you asked me about,
Yes, sir.
or 1 lot. And, I've been giving them 60 days to respond. I haven't heard anything back, and I haven't looked today to see if it got cut this weekend, but,
No, sir, it did.
okay.
I was down there, yes.
We just need to have a public hearing. You just give me a date, and I have probably 5 to 10 grass lots to cut. And once, we put those and have a public hearing, then we can go out and do those.
Is it something that we need to do in order for you to have?
Yeah, you gotta vote to have a public hearing on a certain date at a certain
We can
time.
set a date. Do you have a date in
Do you
mind?
have-
We go ahead and do that if you want
At
to.
the next board meeting, is that too soon?
Too soon. You gotta do it in August, first meeting in August. Wait, that's August 8th?
Won't we do it at 6 o'clock?
I won't be here.
So what we,
It'll be the next meeting after that, 22nd.
am I understanding you right that it won't get cut until after?
We won't cut it.
Oh,
Now, that doesn't mean that that person won't come up from Bogachita and do it.
okay,
Henry Diggs,
yeah. And the one on the opposite side.
same one. No, that's a California one. That's out in Los Angeles or someplace. San Diego.
But once we do this and we have the hearing and we go in and cut it,
We charge them $250.
but we don't have to have another hearing if they let it grow up to come back in, do we?
We have 2 years
2 years.
to go on
Okay.
to cut. No more than a certain number a year.
Did you hear that?
I did not.
Once we have a public hearing,
Yes, sir.
the state law says we have 2 years, 24 months to go back on and off of that property to cut it, as long as we notify them. So, we have this in August, you approve it, and we have 2 years that we can go on those properties. So that's why some properties fall off the list, and some properties we add on.
All right, we need a motion. Let's set August the 22nd for a public hearing at 6 PM for grass cutting. We have a motion.
Motion.
All in favor? Thanks.
I'm just thinking about what kind of backlash I'm gonna get from these
Having to wait.
having to wait.
Well, that's the legality of it, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's, state law says I gotta have it advertised for at least 2 weeks. I gotta send them letters that are certified, registered. Gotta have them at least 2 weeks beforehand. I mean, the only other time you can do it is the last meeting of July, which is a month away. I mean, that would be the other time to do it.
Let me ask another question. That machine that has that arm on it, can we go down the streets and just reach over there and kind of,
Only on the right of way.
huh?
Only on the right of way.
Okay,
We can't go on to that private property to do it.
well, we're not going in and we're just gonna stay on the road. And
I understand what you're telling me. I understand what you're asking.
Mr. Turner, is that 250 every cut?
Yeah. Every time.
250 every time you cut?
Dave,
Yeah,
Mr. Campbell, I know we reached out, got a response from the John D. Mark, I know if they go down to demo it.
I have not reached out to him. I will send a letter to tell him he needs to get something done with it.
I know we got a quote.
Yeah. 50, well, maybe it's, no, I don't remember exactly, but it's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. Because of the large dense brick that is there and a big size of the building.
Just setting up that quote. We'll jump up the ladder.
I think it's like 50,000, 52, 55, something like that. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Anything else? All right. Thank you. All right, under other business, we need a motion to receive and award the off-road diesel bid to RB Wall at 2.69. All in favor? Items 2 through 13, I'd like to take as a group. We shall need to pull one out for explanation.
East side of the bridge is the county. And the west side of the bridge is.
Oh, yeah, okay, right, number 10.
Okay, so the folks we have 10, the security cameras, we have, quarter security at $5,999.80. And Old Brook Fire and Security came in at $6,200, so we'll need to set the limit for quarter security.
motion.
Motion in a second, all in favor, please raise your hand. No, that's for everything, that was for all of them.
Part of that installed, or is that just?
That's just.
And that was item 2 through 13, okay? Employee-related payroll changes, hirings, and resignations, we've already done number 3, 1, 2, and 4. Let me take this as a group. Do we have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand. Alderman Underwood, you have a report?
Well, the main thing I want to talk about for Carl is that's even here, that's the main thing I'm concerned about. Who is responsible for the, upkeep of the industrial park? I forget the name of it out there at the end of Brook Lake. Lynbrook, who's responsible for it?
That's a county road.
No, I'm talking about the park,
The park?
because I got folks,
What you got?
I had a couple of folks call me and complain about the flag. That it's
Well,
worn
we can
down.
get that taken care of. That's common. That happens. And they get beat up and they don't last for about 3 months out there and they're gone. So we'll get another flag. I can take care of that.
That's it.
Mr. McGee?
Yes, I wanna, they had the governor signed, State Bill 3120, on April 20th. To appropriate 100 million, to the 2022 Emergency Road and Bridge Fund. I just want us to be on top of that and see if we can work on getting some of that money. That's all.
Ceasefire. Just, around town, they hitting water lines and people's yard. Getting phone calls about they messed up my yard, they coming back to repair it. And also they put, like, I guess they gonna put boxes in people's yard. I guess
Yeah, the handhold.
But so, a lot of people wanna know if they gonna get paid for using your, for that box. There's gonna be some kind of,
Is it going on their
It's not
yard or
on
their
their
right
yard,
of way?
it's on the right of way. They can't get on their yard.
that's what I'm saying, one of the guys got the map, but one of the residents actually called the ceasefire person, on the city got so much of right of way. And they said the right of way was much farther than what we said the city right of way is.
We need to check that out and see.
That's-
See
I
if
mean,
it is.
I mean, they going past the city right of way.
We need to get particulars on that person and get it
Right.
talk to, Seafire.
But they were saying one thing, they was off almost in the middle of his yard. It's called, I had 2 calls that week about ceasefire. Of course, they hit a water line on Milton Street.
Right.
They just, the fix the problem, they just trench the big old long trench down and just redirect the water, they kept working. So I got a phone call about that, so, it makes a mess around town.
We understand.
I agree with Alderman Moore that is a mess being made, and when they cut the road up, it might not have been ceasefire. I'm told that it was the gas people. What they did, they cut the road and then they pushed it over on my lot. And I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna move all of this out of the way.
Was it Center Point? Was it the gas people?
It's the gas people.
They're pretty good about coming back and fixing everything. Give them a couple of days and they do a good job patching as well. But if it does not suit you, let us know.
They came back and did some work on Short Street, they did come back and finish.
So they hadn't finished.
They dug up the concrete.
Need to let Keith know.
Is Keith out there? Did you leave?
It's all over there. It's down on the corner from my house. They dug up everything. They said they left it set.
Yeah, that's
Wood Street. Or they dug it up and just pushed it over and on the lot.
Can I ask a question? Mayor, you probably know this. Why are they digging up so much Center Point now? There's something
They're going in there and changing some of these gas lines out. I don't know what the urgency is there. David may know more about it. I don't.
They were going around doing leak checks and they found a bunch of leaks.
Okay. Well, I know they dug up a bunch of places.
Absolutely.
They haven't came back.
The ones that I've seen that they've come back to, they've done a good job.
Yeah.
So.
They'll come back and just, if it ain't right the second time, it's the third time coming back.
let's skip that and we'll talk to him about it. He has a contact with Central.
Yeah. The trash pickup. The trucks look as though we don't have, but what, one truck or two trucks? Do we supposed to have 3 trucks running?
Well, one's supposed to be here in August, the new one.
Right. There is some dead limbs on Justice Street right here that I've been looking at for the last month or so, that they have not been picked up. And in the parade, Saturday, I'm in the parade, and as we take our route, there's debris side the road. They could at least picked up debris if we're gonna be riding that street around everybody who's in line, parade, and we looking at all this garbage side the road. That should have been taken care of before we parade, I think. I'm still getting complaints about the grass, the dirt in front of the courthouse. That sod was going to be put down, and it's not down yet. Clay Hill, right here.
That's.
From Smith Jewelers down to First Bank. When you get in front of First Bank, some of those merchants say that when it's raining or damp or something out there, it's slippery. Look as though, Fletcher, that coming from Smith Jewelers down to First Bank, we're coming back east. All of that concrete in there looks bad. Once you get in front of First Bank, if it has been a rain, one of the merchants said that it's slippery right in there. I don't know if there's anything can be done. But the brickwork look good. I'm just wondering if the brickwork is slippery. Now I'm getting this from the merchant. This is not.
Check it out.
Anything else?
I still need those wash rocks that I've been promising some ditches. If by chance,
Where is that? Which one you told me not to take? You need to talk to Keith with it. He's got all that. So he write it down and get it to him. And I'll get you two guys together, let y'all sort that out.
that would work. Okay. Yes, sir.
If you're talking about riprap, you can't get it right now because there's no power in Vicksburg. And that's where it comes from.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't get it right now.
I had about 5 ditches. One is on Washington, one is on Moak, and one is right there from Alexander School. Big ditch coming down there at the end of that parking lot. And we also need to look at that parking lot whenever we start doing streets. That parking lot there at Alexander School needs to be.
Is that ours or is that?
That's gonna be the school. But we can talk to them about it. Mr. Henning.
We got some work orders, and also, I've got a gentleman coming from the Cochrane Institute at Mississippi State on Thursday. I don't know if anyone wants to meet me. I met him at a party, and he does, his claim to fame is rails and trails. But he wants you to come look at the city, and heard a lot about the city, and look. I don't think there's a rails and trails opportunity here, but he has other things that promoting cities and promoting, the way that,
Where's he gonna be?
I think he's staying at the end, Wednesday night, and I'll get it.
Where's he gonna be Thursday?
I'm just gonna bring him around, take him around. And places. Just kind of,
This Thursday?
yeah, this is.
Mr. Price,
You got work orders, that's all.
Mr. Spiller,
Yes, sir. I came back in town on Friday. I guess it was Friday, Saturday. Heard a bunch of gunshots. And it's coming from a trailer park over there behind the Brown Bag. Now, the Brown Bag is shutting down because of this trailer park. And the person that owns that trailer park, you know, he knows that we have a bunch of complaints over there. So I'm wondering if we can get us a sleeping bag, and me and him go over there and sleep over there for about a week and see if he can stand the pressure. I'm tired of playing. I'm tired of talking. And we need to do something about these landlords that's allowing this stuff to happen. I don't know who else is having problems, but I'm having gunshots. People getting shot at over in Rogers Circle. Landlords over there that's renting these places out, and these elderly people that's in these homes, and people that's buying homes, thinking that they're going to get some kind of value out of their homes, only to find out that they got slumlords rent property. Now, I'm not for that. And every week, every time we have a board meeting, you're gonna hear this from me. The police shouldn't have to go over there and tend and babysit. But we're having this problem. And after the police call 2 or 3 times, I think the landlords ought to be getting charged. It's something that we can do and we need to do before somebody get killed. Evict them up out there, do something, let them find somewhere else to go. I'm through ranting about that. The place over here at the old King Knowles Hospital, we need to send them a letter and let them know if you don't have any plans of action on doing anything to their building. I'm with Mr. Moore. It needs to come down. We need to send them a letter. People buying up this property and stuff like that, and they're not taking in responsibilities for getting this property. And we need to put some kind of course of action on that. One of the other things we talked about, I heard a lot of people talking about swimming pools, stuff like that. I went and talked to the board of supervisors this past Monday, and I was just giving them a thing that I saw that could work. So when I talked to the board of supervisors, they said that they was interested in it as well, but incorporating the city, the county, the public schools, the county schools, BA Academy, and Colleen on getting an Olympic-sized swimming pool to maybe teach these kids how to swim, from the first grade on up. I talked to the superintendents and things like that. They seem pretty interested in it, but I have to go talk to them and see if they want to, their board members, see if they want to get on board with it. And the pool that I saw was in Tupelo, Mississippi. And I want to just take a day to go up there and visit that Tupelo swimming pool that they have up there, see how they run and see how they do, because they said that they have good response out of maintaining it and how it works. So So I was just gonna ask the board if, they had a problem if I went up there, if they wanted, anybody around the board wants to go up there to Tupelo and visit their site.
I guess you're asking me for a response. I don't have a response about going to Tupelo. That's the first I've heard about that.
Right. That's why I'm coming to you
I
now.
don't see if there's any problem with you going, if that's something that you wanted to do on your own.
Right.
Okay.
And Miss Man, we found out anything about those lights over on 51 Highway?
Still the same, still.
That's all I have.
No? Mr. Moe?
Sure. I have, one item that I'm gonna suggest that we do go to executive session on. So I'm gonna alert the board as to that. I've received some correspondence this week. The other thing that was brought up, I think, Mr. Roy had mentioned it, yes, I sent a letter to the Attorney General, in a timely manner from our last meeting. Basically, the rest of it is that the board voted to move the office of chief of police from elected to one of appointed. Ordinance was passed, in excess of 90 days when a motion was made, and so that raises the question as to whether the board may amend their ordinance and turn the office back to when it was elected. Basically, bare bones and, Samantha will have a copy of that.
At this point, we need a motion to go into executive session. All in favor? Okay.